It's time for my March vlog, and this is a roundup of everything I did in March. Though going through all my content, most of it was already shown in previous videos. I do have some new stuff though, including a sketchbook tour of my limited palette challenge sketchbook. So join me for what I did in March. This is Sketching the World, and I'm Kat, a writer and artist from Australia, but my dream is to sketch the world. Hi, this is my limited palette for March. It says February here. If you saw my blog last month, I had this colour scheme. I had grand plans for it and ended up hating the colour scheme that I was using. So then I went on to this month in the same book because I hadn't even done half the book. So this is my March palette. And so today we'll have a look through this sketchbook, and I'll also talk about what materials I ended up using for my March limited palette challenge. So this sketch, this was using pencil, nearly all pencil. This is the red polychromos. Is it? Prismacolor, red Prismacolor. I don't really have a red that I love in the luminance, but this is a fine red pencil, so I don't need to go out and buy one. Then this one. I can't actually read what it says on the side of the pencil. I think it's cobalt teal. So use that. Sorry if you can hear noise in the background. My neighbours have got a very noisy child. And then this one, the cobalt green. I really like this green. It's a great green. So that was all pencil. This is a pencil sketch with, I think that could be, yeah, neocolor in the background that I added just because I want to get that without having to spend hours doing it with a pencil. I wanted something thick that I could lay down just a bit of background color with. Then this, I was at the outpatients physio clinic at my local hospital, and I was sketching this while I was waiting, and then the physio came to see, called me in early, so it never ever got finished. So yeah, I probably will never finish this. It wasn't that exciting a sketch. It was just that I was there and I thought I was going to have to wait about half an hour, but yeah. So then onto this is Draw Bright and a Draw Brighten session with Wing K as the model. Unfortunately, because I was doing double-sided on the sketchbook, some of the colours come through from other pages on these. But it was a really fun session, and she was wearing the red gloves. So this is all in the good old dark indigo luminance pencil and the Prismacolor red again. Then onto these, and I started adding in some. And some of these I'm finding it really hard to tell whether, I think it's, yeah, this light called cobalt pencil. These are the past sketches. Then onto some longer sketches, the red gloves still, and I added in some neocolors and even used water with those. Then this is a sketch that did not come out. I had grand ideas for this and I feel like got lost somewhere. I was drawing, I don't know if anyone else does this, but I love watching the Crops dog show on YouTube. It's so much fun and I just really get into it. My favorite is when the people are dancing with their dogs, dancing to music. There's a special technical word for it, I think, that isn't actually just dancing to music with your dog. But yeah, the little dogs, they do such clever stuff. I love the fly bowl too. And yeah, so I wanted to sketch. I really just love this woman, this judge. And so I wanted to sketch her and the rest just come. But yeah, it didn't come out as good as I hoped, unfortunately. I need to get that sort of bit there. The audience is always in darkness, complete darkness with a few lights. I'm not sure if that's to stop the dogs from getting too nervous or not. So next up, this was a sketch challenge on Instagram, Sketch With Me Sunday. And it was just these mountains and then the boys in the water. And that's done with a mixture of the coloured pencil and neocolor too over the top to get that sort of white back into it. Good old still life from the pantry cupboard. I love doing a still life from the pantry cupboard, and this was a fun one. I bought this jalapeno sauce just to use in still life, and breadcrumbs and the stock cubes I actually had already. And again, this is a combination of pencils and neocolors, neocolor 2 crayons. I'm not very adventurous this month. I'm just sticking to the good old same 2 kinds of materials. Now this was a sketch I did from one of my photos. I went to this really fun shop when I was in Tokyo a few years back that was just all very steampunky and very like it was like a junk shop, but a very steampunk kind of junk shop. I might go back there this month actually when I'm in Tokyo, because it had some great stuff. And yeah, this was a display of just cameras and camera parts and all that kind of thing. So I did this in like maybe 80% dark indigo pencil, added in a bit of the red. Is this poppy red? Poppy red, yeah. In the Prismacolor, did the poppy red Prismacolor. Yeah, so I added in a bit of the poppy red Prismacolor and then put some neocolor on top, the light blue and white, to sort of get that glass kind of effect with this dome, and yeah, just a bit of the texture in that. Then this was from one of my photos. I've tried to sketch this scene a few times and I've never been happy with it. It's in Penang, the old wharfs in Penang, and sort of looking at the boats and these lanterns, Chinese style lanterns in the water that are obviously just been left there, and they're getting a bit old and dingy and faded. And then the boats behind them and the sea and everything. I was doing very detailed here, and then down here I just got less detailed, and then I was planning to add more detail in, but I decided I quite liked it just with the minimal detail, and decided not to do much more on that. And I think that really works, like having the focus here, the detail, and the focus here, a bit of detail on the boats and this house on the pier, and then keeping this really simple. Next up, I decided to sketch this because Like we have the light blue, the almost like cobalt teal, like cobalt blue. I think I was getting confused because I was trying to read the French bit up the top and not the English. Yeah, so a lot of our kitchen appliances are pretty much this color. And then we bought this little sandwich toaster, which is red. And it's like, oh, my kitchen appliances match my color scheme for the month. I have to draw them. So yeah, I've got this little sandwich toaster. It is so cool. It is just a little tiny sandwich toaster that you can make one toasted sandwich in. Or you can use it to, it's more a sandwich press than a sandwich toaster. That works really good to put in, like if you just want to cook a few fish fingers or a few, like maybe one burger patty or something like that. Great for one person or two people. There's two of us living here. And it cooks enough for both of us without having to get out other stuff. I'm not very articulate today. So yeah, anyway, this was done in the pencils again. And I used quite a bit of marker in this because I was lazy and I didn't want to have to do too much in pencil. So yeah, the red marker and the I think I used the Royal Talons in this. The Royal Talons Ecolines. I started off using the, what are they called, the really expensive ones? The Pantone markers. Yeah, I was going to use these Pantone markers, but this colour that looks like it would be the perfect colour is actually a lot darker blue. So that was very, and like that side, it's just way too dark. Very disappointing. So I ended up using the Ecolines. Oh, I can't, I think this one is actually the one I used and not the one I showed before. That one's great. And I can't find the actual Ecoline that I used for this, but I used Ecoline. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, no, I used this one. I'm just really not with it today. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the Pitt Artist Jewel Marker that I used for this. And that's a lot better colour than the Pantone one. It's a lot lighter. And I'm just trying to work out what else I've used. I should have actually written it down because I have used something a bit darker in that, which I think was the Ecoline. But yeah, so this is just simple still life of kitchen materials. Probably took me a lot less time to sketch this than what it did for me to try and explain what I used, what materials I used in it actually. It was a very quick sketch. And that's it. That's it for my March Limited Palette Challenge. With this, I've used gouache. I forgot to say that, but yeah. Started off with colour pencil and then went into gouache for the background. And for my April palette, I've decided I am not doing a limited color challenge, limited palette color challenge in April because I'm off to Japan on the 11th. And yeah, it's too hard to sort of combine a limited palette challenge with travel. I probably will be using a limited palette, but not one I'm gonna come out and say, yeah, this is what I'm doing beforehand. I'll just make it up as I go. So no limited palette for April. Finally got a chance to go back to the market after months of not being there. When I was on crutches, and even after I got off my crutches, I just felt a bit uncomfortable because it's not the easiest place to walk around when you're not steady on your feet. But headed down there for breakfast and didn't get a chance to sketch this time, but definitely will be taking the sketching gear and back to the market for more sketching once I get back from Japan.